Welcome to Elders Motive. Have you ever wondered what might be silently stealing the memories of your loved ones, or even yourself as you grow older? Alzheimer's disease, a condition that affects millions, is not just a simple memory loss, it's a thief of identities, a gradual erosion of everything we hold dear. In this video, we'll uncover the shocking facts about Alzheimer's, why it's more common than you think, and the surprising habits that could put you at risk. By watching this video to the end, you'll learn the latest research on what causes Alzheimer's and how simple lifestyle changes could drastically reduce your risk. You'll also hear real-life stories of people like Grandpa Lou, who face the daily challenge of Alzheimer's, and discover crucial prevention tips you can start today. From the hidden dangers of skipping breakfast to the surprising link between excessive cleanliness and cognitive decline, this video is packed with life-saving insights. Don't miss out. What you learned today could make all the difference in your journey toward a healthier, sharper mind as you age. Stay tuned to understand the habits you should avoid and the ones you should adopt to protect yourself and your loved ones from this devastating disease. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. First, what is depriving elderly people of their memory? Grandpa Lou is 85 years old. For Grandpa Lou, now 85 years old, the culprit is Alzheimer's disease. His journey with this cruel condition began quietly 2 decades ago, manifesting as small, seemingly innocent moments of forgetfulness. Over time, those moments turned into something much more devastating, stripping him of his ability to care for himself and robbing him of the essence of who he once was. Just this month, the disease once again reminded everyone how heart-wrenching it can be. Grandpa Lou had been sitting in the yard enjoying the gentle warmth of the sun while his wife went inside to tend to housework. When she returned, he was gone. Panic set in immediately. She called the police and alerted their children, sparking a frantic 2-day search filled with dread and despair. Every hour felt like an eternity. The thought of him wandering alone, vulnerable and confused, was unbearable. Then miraculously, Grandpa Lou found his way home, disheveled, filthy, and starving. He resembled a stranger more than the man his family loved. He couldn't explain where he'd been or how he'd managed to return. This wasn't the first time he had gone missing, but it was the longest and most terrifying. His wife, heartbroken and overwhelmed with guilt, vowed never to leave him unattended again, no matter the cost to her well-being. Sadly, not every family experiences the relief of a safe return. Countless elderly individuals suffering from Alzheimer's come lost and never make it back home, leaving their loved ones with a void that words cannot fill. But what is causing this relentless thief, Alzheimer's, to strip away memories and dignity from the elderly? At its core lies a complex interplay of changes in the brain. A toxic protein, amyloid beta peptide, accumulates with age. Normally, our brains can manage this protein, but in some cases it builds up to dangerous levels, forming in plaques that disrupt communication between brain cells. Additionally, excessive phosphorylation of tau proteins creates tangled fibers that choke the life out of neurons. These amyloid plaques and neurofibrillary tangles are the hallmarks of Alzheimer's, slowly but surely eroding memory, reasoning, and the ability to perform even the simplest tasks. This disease doesn't just rob its victims, it steals from their families too. Watching a loved one face fade away is a uniquely painful experience filled with helplessness and sorrow, yet understanding these biological changes brings us a step closer to fighting this disease. As heartbreaking as Grandpa Lou's story is, it serves as a reminder of the urgency to support research, create better care systems, and never lose hope in the pursuit of solutions. For every family walking this difficult path, love and vigilance become their guiding lights. Second, the 6 major causes of Alzheimer's disease have been identified. When Alzheimer's takes hold, its effects are irreversible, a tragic reality that underscores the importance of prevention. While we often focus on treatment options, the heartbreaking truth is that it's far more effective to understand and address the causes of this disease before it ever manifests. Alarmingly, some habits we believe to be good might contribute to the development of Alzheimer's disease. Take, for instance, the findings from a compelling study conducted in Japan. Researchers followed the dietary habits of 525 elderly individuals aged 65 and above over 6 years. The results were both shocking and sobering. Skipping breakfast, a habit many dismiss as insignificant, was found to increase the risk of Alzheimer's disease by 4 times compared to Those who regularly ate breakfast, this isn't just a statistic, it's a stark reminder of how neglecting something as simple as the first meal of the day can have profound consequences. Researchers believe this connection arises because skipping breakfast deprives the brain of essential nutrients, accelerating cognitive decline and hastening the cruel grip of premature aging. It's heartbreaking to think that such a small, overlooked habit could quietly set the stage for such a devastating condition, but the story doesn't end there. Other dietary choices we make daily can also the risk. Frequent snacking, for example, increases the likelihood of Alzheimer's disease by a staggering 2.7 times. The culprit, the high fat content in snacks, elevates blood cholesterol levels and contributes to the accumulation of amyloid-beta peptide in the brain, an infamous marker of Alzheimer's. Similarly, excessive salt intake raises the risk by 2.5 times as it damages the delicate walls of blood vessels in the brain, leading to high blood pressure and cortical atrophy. Imagine how these seemingly innocuous indulgences, a salty chip here, a sugary treat there, might quietly pave the way for a disease that robs individuals of their memories, their independence, and ultimately their very selves. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment one below to let me know that you are still here with me. Perhaps most surprising is the finding that blindly pursuing an overly light diet, a practice often hailed as a hallmark of health, can also backfire, particularly in older adults. While moderation is key, an excessively restrictive diet can deprive the body of essential nutrients like vitamin B12, critical for maintaining nerve cell function. Over time, this deficiency becomes a silent enemy, contributing to the very disease people are trying to avoid. It's a painful irony in striving for health, some inadvertently accept their decline. One story that haunts me is that of Mrs. Wu, a 45-year-old cleaner whose life was upended by early-onset dementia. She had always been a meticulous worker and a skilled cook, but over the past 6 months her family began noticing troubling changes. She'd forget to add salt to her dishes, or add it twice by mistake. One day, distracted by a phone call, she left a pot on the stove and nearly caused a fire. Her family dismissed the incidents as harmless memory lapses, a natural part of aging, they thought. But as weeks turned into months, her behavior grew increasingly alarming. She forgot how to use WeChat and even struggled with basic phone calls. She withdrew from social interactions and spent her days staring blankly, lost in a fog of confusion. When her husband finally took her to the hospital, the diagnosis was shattering brain atrophy and clinical dementia. Mrs. Wu scored only 14 points on a simplified cognitive assessment. How could this happen? She was only 45 years old, far too young, it seemed, for such a cruel disease. The doctors, after careful examination, identified a critical factor. For the past decade, Mrs. Wu had followed a strict vegetarian diet, avoiding all animal products. While her intentions were noble, this prolonged dietary choice had caused vitamin B12 deficiency, which likely triggered her early onset of dementia. Her story is a cautionary tale that breaks my heart. It's a stark reminder of how delicate the balance of health truly is. Mrs. Wu's experience underscores the importance of understanding our body's needs and the dangers of extreme choices. Even when made with the best intentions, it's terrifying to think that without awareness and prevention, anyone could unknowingly walk the same path. When I reflect on these findings, I feel a deep sense of urgency. Alzheimer's is not just a medical condition, it's a thief that steals memories, relationships, and dignity. Every missed breakfast, every salty snack, and every unchecked habit could contribute to a future no one wants to imagine. Prevention begins with awareness, and awareness begins with stories like Mrs. Wu's, stories that jolt us into action. Let us not wait until it's too late to prioritize our health, nourish our brains, and cherish the gift of memory while we still have it. Thirdly, according to research in Australia, there is a direct link between Alzheimer's disease and vitamin D deficiency. The study, carried out by the University of South Australia, meticulously examined data from over 290,000 participants in a UK biobank. Astonishingly, the finding suggests that by raising vitamin D levels to within a health range, as much as 177% of Alzheimer's cases could potentially be prevented. This discovery is not just a statistic, it's a beacon of hope for countless families who fear the heart-wrenching progression of this disease in their loved ones. Researchers have emphasize the critical role vitamin D plays as a hormone precursor affecting various systems in the body, including the brain. Its impact on brain health appears to be far more significant than many of us realize, influencing cognitive functions and possibly delaying the onset of neurological decline. This revelation strikes a deeply emotional chord, as it reminds us how something as simple as ensuring adequate vitamin D levels through sunlight supplements or a balanced diet could change the trajectory of lives plagued by Alzheimer's. It's both empowering and sobering to think that such a small preventable factor might be the key to reducing suffering on such a monumental scale. For me, it reinforces the importance of paying attention to our health in ways we often overlook, because the smallest changes can sometimes yield the most life-altering outcomes. Let us take this research as a call to action for ourselves and for the people we cherish to embrace preventative measures and protect the health of our minds as we age. Fourthly, according to a study in the United States, excessive sleep may also increase the risk of Alzheimer's disease. Excessive daytime napping, a behavior often overlooked, has been increasingly associated with the onset of Alzheimer's disease, painting a concerning picture of the delicate balance between rest and cognitive health. A groundbreaking study conducted in the United States focused on 650 elderly participants with an average age of 81, half of whom already displayed cognitive impairments. Over an extensive 14-year period, researchers closely monitored their napping habits using wristwatches, uncovering a striking correlation. Individuals who napped for over an hour daily faced a staggering 40% increase in the risk of developing Alzheimer's compared to those who kept their naps under an hour. But why does something as seemingly innocent as an extended nap lead to such dire consequences? Recent findings suggest that prolonged daytime sleep is linked to the overaccumulation of toxic proteins in the brain. These proteins compromise the brain regions responsible for maintaining wakefulness, gradually impairing cognitive functions and paving the way for Alzheimer's. It's a sobering reminder of how even our most basic habits can profoundly impact our long-term health. Yet this doesn't mean all napping is harmful. On the contrary, moderate naps can be a source of incredible rejuvenation. A separate study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society in 2016 discovered that a well-timed 1-hour nap after lunch significantly enhanced cognitive performance in older adults in China. Those who napped for shorter or longer durations or skipped napping altogether didn't experience the same benefits. It's fascinating to think that such a simple act, when done right, can act as a protective measure against cognitive decline. Reflecting on these findings, I can't help but feel a mix of awe and caution. Sleep, often thought of as the ultimate form of rest and repair, carries a dual-edged nature. Too little can drain our vitality, while too much may stealthily rob us of our mental faculties. Personally, it makes me more mindful of my sleep patterns and how they might evolve with age. The thought of losing precious memories or mental sharpness due to habits I can control is both empowering and terrifying. Perhaps this is a call for all of us to treat our rest with greater intention and care, balancing our need for sleep with the understanding that moderation, even in rest, is key to longevity and a thriving mind. Fifth, excessive cleanliness may increase the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. A tidy environment contributes to comfort and order in our daily lives, but when taken to the extreme, it can deprive our bodies of the natural exposure they need to thrive. Our immune systems are like muscles; they need to be exercised and challenged to grow stronger. A small, manageable level of bacteria in our surroundings isn't just harmless, it's vital. It provides essential stimuli to help the immune system adapt, stabilize, and function at its best. When we eliminate every trace of bacteria by over-sanitizing and disinfecting, we inadvertently weaken this natural defense mechanism. Living in an overly sterile environment creates a false bubble, isolating our bodies from the stimuli they need to maintain resilience. This can lead to a decline in tissue and organ activity, reduce cellular vitality, and ultimately weaken the immune system over time. This weakening may accelerate the degeneration of brain neurons and increase the risk of cognitive decline and diseases like Alzheimer's. The very act of overcleaning, while seemingly protective, could quietly erode the natural systems designed to protect us. Furthermore, the habitual overuse of disinfectants, antibiotics, and harsh cleaning products can strip our environments of beneficial bacteria, effectively silencing the training grounds for our immune systems. This not only leaves us more vulnerable to infections, but also denies our immune system the opportunity to function optimally. From a personal perspective, I can understand the desire to keep a home pristine. It's a source of pride and control, especially in an unpredictable world. But we must remind ourselves that perfection can come at a cost. Life is beautifully messy, and sometimes it's the imperfections that keep us healthy and grounded. Finding a balance between cleanliness and allowing nature to coexist in our lives may be one of the small but powerful ways we safeguard our health for the future. It's not about neglecting cleanliness, but rather about embracing the idea that a little dirt might be a sign of a healthy life. Doctors emphasize the critical importance of identifying the early signs of Alzheimer's disease, as early detection can make a profound difference in the lives of those affected. Alzheimer's is a progressive condition that slowly erodes the essence of a person, their memories, independence, and ability to connect with others. It often starts subtly with symptoms that might initially be dismissed as harmless signs of aging, yet these early signs serve as vital clues that something deeper may be happening. Recognizing these changes and acting promptly can provide an opportunity for intervention, which may help slow the disease's progression and improve the individual's quality of life. One of the first signs to watch for is a decreased ability to learn new things. This can manifest as someone struggling to adapt to changes in routines, difficulty grasping new concepts, or even an inability to follow simple instructions. These challenges may seem minor at first, but over time they can snowball into significant obstacles that interfere with daily living. Another key indicator is the inability to shop independently. Tasks like making a shopping list, budgeting, or navigating a store may become overwhelming, leaving the individual confused, used, or frustrated. Managing personal finances, a skill many elderly people have mastered over decades, can also become a challenge. You might notice uncharacteristic mistakes in balancing a checkbook, forgetting to pay bills, or an overall decline in financial planning abilities. Memory decline is one of the most common symptoms associated with Alzheimer's, and it often shows up as repetitive questioning about the same topic, forgetting appointments, or even misplacing items in unusual places. These moments of forgetfulness can be deeply unsettling, not only for the individual, but also for their loved ones who witness the changes. Difficulty expressing thoughts clearly or choosing the right words is another alarming sign. A person may pause frequently during conversations, struggle to articulate what they mean, or use vague descriptions instead of specific terms. This loss of communication skills can lead to frustration and even withdrawal from social interactions. Speaking of withdrawal, many individuals with early Alzheimer's start to lose interest in hobbies and activities they once loved. Whether it's gardening, reading, or crafting, the spark that brought them joy begins to fade. Perhaps the most heartbreaking changes are the shifts in personality and behavior. A once cheerful and outgoing person may become anxious, irritable, or even depressed. Significant emotional fluctuations can make interactions unpredictable and challenging for both the individual and their caregivers. Social activities which used to be sources of connection and happiness may now be avoided altogether. Family gatherings, phone calls with friends, or even casual conversations may feel too overwhelming. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. Another serious warning sign is forgetting familiar routes, such as the way home, or becoming disoriented about times and seasons. This disconnection from familiar surroundings and basic temporal cues can be dangerous, especially if the person is left alone. Everyday tasks like cooking, cleaning, or even getting dressed might suddenly feel insurmountable once simple routines become confusing and frustrating, leaving the individual dependent on others for assistance. Witnessing these changes in a loved one is emotionally challenging. From personal experience, the journey of noticing these signs in someone close to you can be overwhelming, filled with moments of denial, fear, and sorrow. The gradual loss of independence and the subtle unraveling of their identity feel like losing a piece of them every day. It's natural to feel a mix of emotions: frustration, helplessness, and even guilt for not noticing sooner. However, these feelings underline the urgency of seeking medical advice at the earliest sign of change. Prompt consultation with a doctor can lead to a more accurate diagnosis and open the door to treatment options. While there is no cure for Alzheimer's, early intervention offers hope to slow the disease's progression, improve symptoms, and provide the individual with tools to maintain their dignity and independence for as long as possible. This is not just a medical reminder, but a call to action for caregivers, family members, and friends. It's a challenge to pay closer attention to, listen, and to act with compassion. Alzheimer's is a condition that demands patience, understanding, and above all, love. It's a reminder to treasure the present, to create moments of joy, and to hold on to the memories you still have. If you notice these symptoms in someone you care about, don't wait. Time is precious, and every moment of clarity and connection is worth fighting for. Living habits are the foundation for a healthy life, and when it comes to protecting yourself from Alzheimer's disease. They play a vital role. Preventing this condition isn't about sudden drastic changes, but rather the small mindful adjustments you make daily that can collectively transform your future. These changes may seem simple on the surface, but their impact is profound, touching every aspect of your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Let's explore these habits in greater depth, because every moment you invest in them is an act of love and care for the person you will become. Nourish your brain with the right foods. A healthy diet is one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal against Alzheimer's disease, and fish stands out as a superstar food. Omega-3 fatty acids abundant in fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel are essential for brain health. The DHA form of omega-3 has been shown to not only reduce the risk of Alzheimer's, but also slow its progression in those who are already affected. Imagine this: every time you enjoy a meal of grilled salmon or a fresh sardine salad, you're actively feeding your brain the nutrients it craves. Food becomes more than sustenance, it becomes a shield against the cognitive decline that robs so many of their golden years. Adding variety to your diet is also crucial. Leafy greens, nuts, berries, and whole grains all contribute to brain health. Creating a balanced approach to nourishment. Peeve found great joy in experimenting with recipes that combine these brain-boosting ingredients: a breakfast of oatmeal topped with blueberries and walnuts, or a dinner featuring baked salmon and a side of spinach not only delights the taste buds, but also reassures me that I'm taking proactive steps toward a healthier future. Challenge your brain daily. The brain thrives on stimulation, and challenging it with puzzles, games, and intellectual pursuits is one of the most enjoyable ways to keep it active. Sudoku, crossword puzzles, chess, and even learning a new language or musical instrument can serve as exercises for the mind. These activities encourage your brain to form new connections, making it stronger and more resilient against the effects of aging. I remember the first time I completed a particularly challenging Sudoku puzzle. It felt like running a mental marathon. That sense of accomplishment is not only satisfying, but also a reminder that the effort you put into keeping your mind sharp pays off. Imagine your brain as a garden. Every puzzle you solve or skill you learn is like watering and fertilizing the soil, ensuring that it remains vibrant and productive for years to come. Prioritize a healthy weight. Maintaining a healthy weight is often associated with physical health, but its impact on brain health is equally significant. Excess weight increases in inflammation in the body and contributes to conditions like diabetes and cardiovascular disease, which are major risk factors for Alzheimer's. Managing your weight isn't about chasing a number on a scale, it's about adopting a lifestyle that supports your overall health, incorporating regular exercise, mindful portion control, and a diet rich in whole, unprocessed foods are effective strategies. I found that small changes like taking a brisk 30-minute walk after dinner or swapping sugary snacks for fresh fruit make a world of difference. These habits not only help maintain a healthy weight, but also instill a sense of discipline and self-respect that carries over into other areas of life. The power of meditation and sleep. In today's fast-paced world, meditation often feels like a luxury, but it is in fact a necessity, especially for brain health. Meditation improves blood flow to the brain, reduces stress, and enhances cognitive functions. Picture yourself sitting quietly in a peaceful spot, eyes closed, breathing deeply, and letting go of the day's worries. Each moment of stillness is like a balm for your mind, soothing the stress that can otherwise accumulate and harm your cognitive health. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Equally important is quality sleep. Sleep is the body's natural repair mechanism, allowing the brain to process information, clear out toxins, and prepare for the challenges of the next day. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of restful sleep each night, avoiding the temptation to stay up late scrolling through your phone or watching TV. Creating a bedtime routine like reading a book or practicing gentle stretches can signal to your body that it's time to wind down. I've come to treasure these moments of stillness before bed, knowing that each hour of sleep is an investment in a healthier, more vibrant mind. Stay connected through socializing. Human connection is a basic need, yet many people withdraw from social activities as they age, thinking it's a natural part of getting older. This isolation, however, can be detrimental to brain health. Engaging in meaningful conversations, attending community events, or simply sharing a meal with loved ones stimulates the brain and uplifts the spirit. I've noticed how even a short phone call with a friend or a visit to a local book club can leave me feeling energized, and renewed socializing is more than just interaction. It's about building a support network that enriches your life and keeps loneliness at bay. Sharing laughs, exchanging stories, and creating new memories are all acts that nurture not just the heart, but also the mind. Move your body to protect your brain. Physical exercise is perhaps the most powerful preventive measure against Alzheimer's disease. Activities like walking, swimming, dancing, or yoga improve blood flow, reduce inflammation, and strengthen the connections between brain cells. Research shows that even moderate exercise can significantly enhance memory, attention, and reasoning skills, making it an essential part of your daily routine. For me, there's nothing quite like the feeling of a brisk walk in the morning air or a gentle yoga session that stretches both my body and my mind. Exercise doesn't have to be intense to be effective, it simply needs to be consistent. Every step you take or stretch you perform is a vote for a healthier, more vibrant future, a life built on healthy habits. Each of these habits, whether it's eating fish, solving puzzles, maintaining a healthy weight, meditating, socializing, or exercising, represents a commitment to yourself and your well-being. These aren't just actions, they're expressions of self-love and respect for the incredible potential of your mind and body. Alzheimer's may be a daunting challenge, but it's not unbeatable. By embracing these habits with intention and consistency, you're creating a life of purpose, vitality, and joy, and that in itself is the greatest victory. As we've explored today, the journey to protecting your brain and staying sharp as you age begins with small, consistent habits that prioritize your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. From nourishing your brain with the right foods to staying active, socially engaged, and mindful of your lifestyle choices, each step you take is a powerful investment in your future self. Now, we'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you've learned from this video that you're excited to bring into practice in your life? Is it adding more fish to your diet, tackling brain teasing puzzles, or starting a new exercise routine? Share your thoughts and plans in the comments below. We can't wait to read them. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to share it with your loved ones. And of course, hit that subscribe button to join us for more insights, tips, and advice to help you live a longer, healthier, and happier life. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.